Wizards were able to win without Nene in Game 4 at home. Huge win that gave them the 3-1 lead. They're going back to Chicago. Give me some bold predictions or a bold prediction for Game 5 tonight in Chicago.
Well, I mean, this isn't going to sound like a bold prediction, but if you look at the numbers, it is. I think John Wall's going to have a huge game, like 30 and 10. And again, I know he's their leading scorer, but you look at the last 10 or 12 games, I think it is, he's only scored 20 points twice, and they lost both of those games. So, I mean, obviously he does well in the pass-first distributor role, but, I mean, he has the talent to break out for a big game like that. So it seems like it's been a different guy every game, like Nene, Bradley Beal, Ariza. So I feel like it's Wall's turn.
It's Wall's turn on the big stage in the closeout game. Dan, give me a bold prediction for tonight.
I think that Ariza is not going to shoot the way he did. Maybe that's not bold, but I think he's going to have a poor night shooting. You know, he had a couple nights down the stretch where he didn't show this kind of form. And obviously, he had games during the season where it just felt like he couldn't miss, and that was one of those again on Sunday where, you know, we were all thinking what's going to happen without Nene. It didn't matter. I mean, it didn't matter at all largely because of what Ariza was doing. Obviously, Booker filled some of the inside role, but I don't think that Ariza's going to shoot like that again. I think he's actually going to struggle from three-point land tonight.
All right, give me something, LeVar. What do you got?
I think right now, I think everybody expects and anticipates the Wizards to close the Bulls out. I would say my bold prediction is not so fast.
Hater.
I mean, it's either hater or homer. I mean, make the T-shirt hater or homer. But I think my bold prediction is I think that the Bulls extend the series another game.
Bring it back home. That'd be a Thursday night Game 6 in Washington. I'm going to go with Nene's return. I don't think he has a big game in a return performance. I think he has less than 10 points and less than 10 rebounds. But the Wizards find a way to close them out. That's my bold. Exactly. I always have a two-pronged bold prediction.
Brandon, everybody thinks they're going to close them out.
I think people in Washington do assume that. I think you're right.
Do you think so? And road teams to date, Brandon, are 19 and 14 in this postseason. It's kind of been a crazy postseason in the NBA so far.
Yeah, I mean, it speaks to the parity for this year. Like, obviously, people like the Heat and like Oklahoma City, and they're still hanging on.
Right.
But there was no real clear favorite like it's been the last 2-3 years. So, again, you're going to have, like, the Spurs struggling, the Pacers, who I know we'll talk about later. But for Tuesday's game with the Wizards, it's going to be decided in the first quarter. If the Wizards get out to a fast start, it probably will be game over because the Bulls just don't have enough offense to come back and must. I mean, Gibson looks good, but if he's your best scorer, it's not good.
Can I say one thing about that home court thing? Over the weekend, the last couple of games when we were talking about games at the lower seed home, there were very few teams. I don't even know if there are any teams that played as well at home as the Wizards did on Sunday. And it's strange because the Wizards were not a particularly good home team this year. But even look at the teams that won at home, Portland and Dallas. They were like
Golden State maybe.
Yeah, Golden State maybe, but they were teams like just eking out close wins,
Right.
and the Wizards just had that game really comfortably pretty much the entire time.
Right, but Brandon, to your point, again, they've outscored the Bulls in the first quarter of every game of the series.
Yep.
But then they've also shown the resiliency to come back from double-digit deficits in the second half. So it's sort of, it's good to get out to that early start, but then it seems like in the second quarter, third quarter, they're sort of letting it up a little bit. At least the first two games of the series they had.
Yeah, 9-game